Yeah, you have to be a little careful because they can flag it, and then you lost all those views that you just posted up. But yeah.
Joe, you want to introduce us?
Oh yeah. So, welcome to the Telemon Podcast, you guys. If you're watching, this is your host Shoa Voot. I have today Isaac joining us all the way from Oregon. I'm just kidding. Isaac is actually from Oregon, but he's here in Minnesota now. And then, as well as my crew member John, and also our special guest today, we have Larry.
Oh, what's up, y'all?
All the way from California.
Sacked out.
Also, he is the owner of Monk Savage.
Savage Vision.
Savage Vision, you guys. Check out the gear. You guys are going to love it, man. I love the designs. But we're going to talk to Larry about his design, his product, and how he started. So I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, for sure. I did a little notes just so I could keep track of my...
Don't worry. We podcast. We just go with the flow. We don't...
All right. Yeah, so how I started, right? Before I go in about how I started, I want to kind of go back in time of the Hmong people, the history, basically.
Okay.
I want to acknowledge the Hmong history,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's a big part of my e-commerce business. So as you can see, all my designs are Hmong inspired, so that's real big. So I have a personal connection, right, with we all do, all Hmong people do. We come from a disadvantaged background. We come from a war-torn places, refugee camps, you name it. But I'm just gonna umbrella that as challenges or adversity or obstacles, right? So this idea of coming from adversity, right, and using that and channeling that as fuel, to do what you set your mind to, right? And that's the whole idea of Savage Vision, right? So again, about the Hmong history, right? So my dad, he used to be captain in the CIA war. If he was still alive today, he'll be in his 80s. So we were one of the first Hmong people here in the U.S. I want to say we got here in the 70s. My oldest sister, she was born in New York along with one of my older brothers. And then we migrated all the way to Cali eventually. So just knowing his story, right? And just knowing how far he's gotten from Laos, Thailand to the U.S., that right there hits home. If it doesn't hit home, you have the wrong mindset, because again, you have to use all of these obstacles as fuel. You know what I mean? It's in us. I don't know about you guys, but when you come from nothing, you have nothing to lose. But everything to gain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I come in. I grew up in a household of 10, 11 people. I have so many siblings. Hmong people in general have a whole bunch of siblings. So when the Hmong people got to the U.S., we had to assimilate. We had to adapt. We had to get used to things, right? And majority of the Hmong people, they work a 9 to 5, or they depend on the government. And I was one of those babies. I grew up in a household that needed food stamps. You know what I mean? To make it more personal, my dad passed away when I was at a young age of 6. And I had younger siblings. I have older siblings. So I grew up in a single parent household. So in that term, or in the Hmong term, it's called Goyutum Yonjoa. You know what I mean? So when you're Itum Yonjoa, you have a lot of stigmas and you have a lot of stereotypes. Basically, people look down on you, and even for the women, right? Can you imagine what my mom went through? She's a widow. My relatives tried to marry her off to other uncles, but that never happened. My mom was a strong woman. She she stayed a widow all the way up till like 5 years ago, you know. And I'm just so thankful for my mom to do that for me, you know, to hold it down. She had multiple jobs. I remember being hungry all the time, you know. Yeah, so I was in California, ended up in Oklahoma, and yeah, when I say it's real, that that hunger is real, hunger is real, figuratively and personally, right? That's why I use my background, my disadvantaged background, as fuel. You know what I mean? So that's how I created with this idea of Savage Vision. In order to be successful, right, you have to work hard because success is no accident. That's one of my MOs. Success is no accidents. You know, athletes, I don't care who you talk to, it's all about consistency, persistency, and that drive and that hunger, you know, to be a champion, right? Or just to strive. And now that I have kids myself, I want to build something that they could look up to and be a part of one day, you know, because that's the next big thing, is to continue my father's legacy, our father's legacy, you know, because we come from nothing. And now we're here in the U.S., which is the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could tell you right now that I did all this right here on this.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's not a cost. It's not called a smartphone if you
Yeah.
don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
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 Yep. So my designs, my website, you name it, I've done it all right here. You know.
Wow.
And that right there shows you about who you hang out with, what you digest, you know, food wise, stuff you see, stuff you hear, you know. Yeah, that plays a part of your lifestyle and your choices, you know. Luckily for me, I come from a disadvantaged background, and I know and see that it still exists today. That's why I kind of want to come up here to give this message, you know, that this is the land of opportunity. And if you're sitting at home complaining, not doing anything, just looking at the time, looking at your phone, scrolling through whatever, who knows what, you know, you're not being productive. You gotta make a name out of yourself. You know what I mean? Not just for you, but people around you, right? Because again, it's a circle. You know, a prime example is I stopped hanging out with people who do things that not necessarily bring me down, but I hung out with people who don't have the priorities straight, right?
Yeah.
So that created me to become a person who didn't want to have my priorities straight, you know. So it's very important to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people who have that go-getter championship mindset, because if you don't, you're just going to fall back, you know. Yeah.
What did you do to find these people? Did you just stop hanging out with these bad group of people and then started going to the gym, or did you go to like a certain area where you met these people?
Yeah, so these people are my family, right?
Okay.
My immediate family and my secondary family, you know. So these people, you know, they've taught me stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned from them, and that's who I am today. You know, these people come from disadvantaged backgrounds just like you and me. You know, but what made me realize that I wasn't doing good for myself was when, you know, I hit rock bottom. What is rock bottom? To me, rock bottom during that time was got fired from my job. Was struggling college student, academically, financially. trying to juggle that with a relationship with a significant other.
Okay.
And at the same time, just trying to live, you know? So I hit rock bottom when when I got fired from my job. And I was living with my brother. And my brother wanted me to start paying rent. And I'm like, bro, why would you do that to me? I'm your brother. He's like, you've been living here for free. I'm struggling myself. So it's either you help me or you got to go. He didn't say that, right? But that's how I took it as, you know? So that opened my eyes. And that moment right there was like, damn, I'm going to be homeless.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'm going to be homeless if I don't change my ways.
Yeah.
You know? So I went to school. I've heard the term C's get degrees. It's true, but don't listen to that, man. Strive for better. And that was my mentality back then.
Okay.
All I gotta do is just coast by and get a C.
Yeah.
You know, get a C. Get my degree. You know, I did that. I was able to get my degree. And I was able to leverage that to get a career
Maybe-
or a well-paying job.
Get
Yeah,
it,
brother. Okay.
You know, that makes me want to ask, like, from
Yeah.
what you said, I see your story of hitting rock bottom a lot, especially in like the Hmong community. Hey, Shelby, in the Hmong community,
Yeah.
you know, like I meet a lot of these guys who, you know, really smart, really talented, but the moment they hit kind of rock bottom, or else like reality kind of hits them in the face where they have to adult up. You know, what do you think went through your mind when that happened? That made you like think that you want to go back for the C's? Because I know a few guys who, when they hit rock bottom, they're just like, you know what, forget this. Like the world owes me now. Like I don't want to like rise back up. You know, what was the thing that like made you want to like get C's and made you want to like work hard so your brother wouldn't kick you out?
I just got tired of failing. I got tired of failing, man. Getting D's, F's, not just that, failing everything I did. During that time, I felt like every move that I made was a fail. So I used that as fuel. I was like, so I picture myself like not getting F's no more. I picture myself taking tests and passing it with flying colors. That's what I pictured. And it started from that day, and this is no lie too, I sat in front of every college class starting that day. And it's true what they say, man. Your teacher say, hey, how about you sit in the front? You get engaged more.
Right.
And Pepe and Mo were shy.
Yeah.
We're in the back, you know. But when I had that eye opener, I'm in the front. I'm asking my questions. I don't care, you know.
Good.
And the last 2 semesters, GPA was 4.0 every semester for the last year and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
Yes.
You know what they say?
Yes,
when
man.
like you're put into a position where you're uncomfortable, that's where you see change.
Yeah. And that's so true, brother. And yeah, don't be comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, be uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah. I still have that burning feeling. You know, that's why I'm so passionate. That's why everyone I talk to, I always talk about how they're doing, of course. But as soon as it jumps into like business or ideas, man, I come up with ideas like that. You know, just because I love to talk about ideas. You know.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else to talk about. Either partying, drinking,
Yeah,
smoking.
exactly. You know, speaking of ideas, so you know you finished college 4.0. Woo, awesome. What led you towards like the direction of like, you know, starting up your own clothing company? You know, did you see an opportunity where you're like, you know, like ooh, that shirt or that shoe looks good, I want to put a piece of myself inside of it? Like, what was that?
So I've always been an entrepreneur, right? So during my college years, I used to DJ, right? I was a club DJ. I specialized in wedding,
I'm a wedding
banquets.
DJ right now.
Yeah.
I'm a wedding DJ
Oh,
right now.
what?
Yeah.
You get that money, boy.
Yeah. I try to get that money. Man. I'm on my hustle right
Yeah,
now.
talk to me after this. I'll give you some points.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I call it hustle. I used to hustle because I was a one-man crew. You know, set up, de-setup, all of the above, coordinator, all of that. So I was doing that, working a part-time job and going to college.
Nice.
So what led me to the design was just recently, you know, last year when I needed some slides. These are actually my, these right here are actually what led to everything else on my website.
Really?
Yes. First, I just needed some slides. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wear Nike a lot because I like their logo and their motto. Just do it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yeah.
I love that. Just do it. So I was like, man, why am I gonna buy another Nike slide? You know, why spend another $40? So an idea just popped up. I was like, man, how about you look up how much it costs to make this? And I was like, where to start? Google is your best friend.
Yeah.
You know. Then I went on Google, popped up some websites. Alibaba popped up. AliExpress pops up. Temu pops up. All of these
China.
e-commerce companies from China pops up. So I inquired with a lot of people. You know, I inquired with maybe over 50 people just to get a line of communication with them, just to see what the cost was, the freight, the shipping, the logistics of it was, you know, and I was so excited because I'm like, man, I'm gonna make my own slides, but am I willing to spend $150 for a sample?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. When you order stuff from Alibaba, if you guys don't know, you have to buy in bulk, right?
Yep.
And if you don't buy in bulk, you have to buy what's called a sample or a pair or two, and just having them ship it out to you, it's an arm and a leg. Not kidding.
This is Gucci freaking material right here.
Thank you. Yeah, so
Very nice.
I was
High
able
quality.
to communicate with some vendors or manufacturers out in China, and I was lucky to stumble upon somebody who was willing to work with me in terms of the cost and the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? And when I got my slides, that's when I'm like, damn. Not a lot of people look at feet. I mean, people look at shoes, you know, but I got slides on, so I'm like, man, something's missing. I was like, maybe a hat. Because I wear hats too, here and there, you know.
Yeah.
Especially dad hats, but snap hats, not so much. But I just love the design. I rendered it, and I inquired with vendors again, and it came back so cheap or reasonable where it was hard for me to not to entertain it, you know. So little by little, that's how I generated my catalog on my website, you know, with T-shirts, jackets, sandals. Yeah.
When you got the sandals right away.
Hold on, John. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. We're going to take a break.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll come right back and then
Yep.
hold that question for the next episode.